Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome to the Let's Go Fishing show. And I've got a full slate here tonight, and want y'all to stay tuned because these gentlemen I've got with me on my left is Bud Strader. He's vice president of the East Tennessee Sports Association. We've got Willie Word, the president of the association, and Ronnie Johnson. He's not quite in the camera right now, but we're going to get Ronnie on here in a little bit, and he's a member of the East Tennessee Sports Association. These gentlemen have got a lot of good information about the aquatic vegetation thing that's going on Watch Bar Lake right now, folks, and I've asked you to stay tuned. If you're not out there fishing, you can relay this message to somebody that you know that is fishing, and we'll go from there. But I've got a couple of quick little things I need to do here right quick, and I want to say hello to my dad and to Bill and Polly. I know they're tuned in and watching. And I have one little segment of film that I want to show you folks before I turn this thing over to these guys, because they've got newspaper clippings and hazardous sign material. And, I mean, you know, they've got some stuff here, plus about 20, 30 some pictures that we're going to be showing you here shortly. But I do want to show you. Maybe you might think what they got's bad, but what I'm going to show you is something good that has happened down on Watch Bar. Dylan, can you bring that up, that film? All right. Hey, folks, I'm here at what we call Little Emery at the launch ramp, and I'll tell you what, somebody has done great right here putting this dock in. They've been asking for this down here for quite a while, and it looks good. This is a shallow little ramp, and you have to beat your boat or get in on the grass there. And they've mowed this place and graveled it, got the road looking good. I tell you what, somebody needs a little pat on the back, and looks really good. Looks really good. Got a bad storm coming out here in the lightning. I'll find out who's responsible for the boat ramp and for the dock, and we'll try to have something about it next week on the show. Thank y'all. Okay. All right. I'm here with Max Meredith. Okay. I think we're back, right, Dylan? Huh? Okay. All right, folks. As you can see, that was the boat ramp that had been promised there at Little Emery, and there's about 6 more locations, Willie, according to this map that you gave me several months ago. And Roane County Recreation Department, I think, was responsible for that. Isn't that true, Willie?
Yes.
Mike Beard?
Mike Beard.
Yeah, okay. Hey, you know,
Roane County Park and Recreation.
Roane County Parks and Recreation, Mike Beard, and I know Rick Ross is also involved in Parks and Recreations down there. But anyway, we want to thank those folks for getting that done, and I'll be glad to see them at them other 6 locations, Willie, because that there looks great. I will say one thing: they put steps up to access the walk ramp to get out to the floating dock, and they may have already done it. They're going to put a ramp up there that will make it wheelchair accessible. And all I can say is thanks, guys. We appreciate it. You don't know how much. And folks, if you're using that ramp and that dock, please help us take care of it and maintain it, and where we can benefit from it. You know, we definitely don't need to be trying to build a fire out there in the middle of the dock or anything like that. So, but do help us take care of it. It's going to be a big help for that area right there, and I'm sure proud to see it. And there's a gentleman called over here, I think the first or second, been on the air now 5 years, and I think it was about 3 years ago he called and wanted about a ramp. So there it is. It just took a little longer than what I expected, but we're sure proud to have it. So I want to say thanks to everybody that is involved in that. Thank you, Willie.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, we're going to get to the teeth of this thing here right quick. Folks, Bud and Willie here have got some information. They've got pictures of people spraying the grass on Watts Bar and so forth and so on. There's more info than my brain would grasp at one time. So I'm going to turn it over to them, and you guys just get started on what you got.
All right.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
This past Thursday, we had a group there that came in and did a TV deal where they brought all the news media in from Knoxville, and they came into Rockwood Slough there, and they showed them the grass that was growing there. And the gentleman's name is Brent Hardis, and he raked it up and told them it was hydrilla. Well, it's not hydrilla. It's what we call stargrass, and it's an old river grass. It grows naturally, and it's in abundance, and it don't grow any deeper than about 3, maybe 3.5 foot deep. Well, he came in and he concluded that it was hydrilla, and he brought in a spray group, and they began spraying the rampire back in the backside of it on Thursday this past week, and they couldn't decide when to begin to label it what they had sprayed it with. And we got 3 different, they like to call it pesticide, but it's herbicide. And we got 3 different labelings of it here, if you'll notice. They put one red up on the first day there, on the 10th, and they call it diquat and chelated copper, which diquat is a very poisonous herbicide, and which would affect you greatly if you get it on you, or and you can get it on you if you get in the water. Then they realize that diquat chelated copper, it says there's no swimming restriction, but it says do not use water for household or domestic or irrigation or drinking purposes for 5 days after treatment. And there's no restriction on fish consumption. 5 days you can't drink or do anything. And they sprayed this right around the water intake, back and forth from the water intake. Well, they realized they'd mislabeled it now. They don't know what poison it is, so they come back and they posted this one. All right, this is comean here. It gets a little bit meaner. That's the reason they call it comean. It's so mean. All right, and it says the same thing. It says, do not use the water for household, domestic, irrigation, or drinking purposes for 5 days. You can swim in it at your own risk, and you eat the fish at your own risk. Well, they realized they'd done that, and they thought, well, we can't do that. So guess what? They come back that night and they stuck up another one. And this is niquate. It's a form of chelated copper. And it says there's no restrictions to it, but it's a heavy metal. And so we asked the question, what have you put in the water? So the Rockwood water system, they've taken samples of it, and they've sent it off to try to find out what kind of poisons have been applied to the water there in front of the water treatment plant, which the good folks of the Rockwood water treatment system are drinking. Now, that being said, we've looked at TVA, and TVA is into what's being considered a major downsizing. There's people trying to save their jobs and by creating jobs, and we do not agree with any of this. We fall in line with what's known as the Clean Water Act, the Clean Drinking Water Act, and the Non-Poisonous Pollutant Act, which was set aside by the EPA. And we've asked the question, how can you do this to our waters? And we've been all the way to the governor's mansion, and we've got our representatives and our congressmen who are working intently on this. Congressman Bale and some of the other representatives and congressmen there are looking at it and trying to get us into a safe mode. And listen, folks, you see this sign here? It's poison. It's poison. And if you get it on you or get it in you, you've got problems. And so we're all working hard, trying to get the water cleaned up, try to get people to let the water alone. We're very fine. We've worked with TWRA, and they put over 300,000 fingerling Florida strand largemouth in there, and these folks right here have come right back behind us on Friday 3 weeks ago after we'd released nearly 40,000 and went to spraying right in where we'd released them. So we asked everybody who's a sportsman, who loves eagles, who loves the osprey, who loves the water, and wants to keep it clean, you need to call your congressman or your representative, or you need to call TVA, the environmentalists in TVA, and complain about this, because people are trying to make a job out of something that is no problem, and there's no problem with it. But you'll see that TVA has utilized $1 million per acre for an economic impact study, which realizes how much money is available to us through recreation and through fishing, which is like $400 million a year that is brought back through fishing. And to realize that what is green in the water is green in the pocketbook. And folks, we'd like to get our folks behind us here in Roane County, and we think next week we're going to have a meeting with some folks and see if we can't really get ourselves directed about our fishing and about our environment and about the ecosystem in Watts Bar. Brother Willie, you got something you'd like to share there?
Well, I contacted the American Eagle Foundation today, and they were thrilled that we were going about this the way we're going, at trying to protect our fisheries, our eagles, our osprey, and other animals that drink and feed out of the water, like the coons feed on mussels, and they were really thrilled. And folks, this I fought this back in the 80s, and with no success, and I'm fighting it again. And we need y'all's help to help us do what we need to do. We've talked to lawyers, we've talked to realtors, we've talked to congressmen, we've talked to senators. Whoever will listen, we talk to TWRA. But we've come so far that TWRA has been told not to have anything to do with us.
That's plenty.
So.
Yeah, there's so many. There's a lot of endangered species, fish, mussels, and what have you in the water. A lot of people don't even know about them. I got to reading back through it, and there's a Chickamauga red crawl. I never even know that creature was there, but I know they'll eat a red rattletrap, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons they like that red rattletrap.
They sure do.
But there's a creature called the chunky mad tom. He's a catfish, and a little bitty feller. He's endangered, and there's 5 species of fish they're on the protected. They're protected by the Endangered Species Act. There's a fluted kidney shell mussel, slab-side pearly mussel, and the rabbit foot mussel. These are all endangered, and it goes this on and on, the things that are endangered, the things that we are responsible for keeping on this earth, because the good Lord put them here. And we're supposed to look after them and care for them, not be dumping this old junk in there hurting the little fellers now. So, folks, listen, old Steve and Mike, we're all in this, and we're all in there together. We mess this water up, we're in a heap of trouble, folks.
Yeah.
In a heap of trouble. And we need to really clean our act up. Instead of putting more junk in the water, we need to be taking some of the junk out when we go fishing. So, TVA signed an agreement. They signed the Emery, Clinch, and Watts Bar Watershed Habitat in 2012, and this was created for the Habitat Recreation Grant Program, which they paid a lot of money for it. And when they went in and signed it, they said they wouldn't do anything to destroy the habitat. Well, right now, Mr. Brent Hargis, who's from Alabama, and these folks come here from Alabama, they're free. You know, they're on the endangered species list as far as I'm concerned, folks. But now you need to watch them when they come up here and make sure they ain't bring something bad. So we certainly appreciate Mr. Steve for having us on here tonight. We want you now to listen. You're not going to see this on the boat. We've been into this Jay Bird, and he's threatened me with jail time. And I ain't done nothing to him. The only thing I've done is took pictures of his doings, and people using him, and they don't even know what he's putting in the water. I don't think he even knows. I know TVA don't know. You know, they can't give us a straight answer of what's being put in the water. But I tell you this though, we got some pictures.
Are you ready for them?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's run a picture, and then you tell us what that's about, Bud, and then we'll go to another picture. Okay? Are you ready, Dylan? All right. Put one up, will you? Okay. That is the.
Can you zoom in on?
Can you zoom that in a little, Dylan? We'd like to see a little zoom it in and see where we're at exactly.
That's Aquatic Services.
All right. See what you can do with that.
That's at Blue Springs Dock.
That's
They
Blue.
just pulled in there.
There you go. You're doing really good.
Alrighty.
Now,
Now,
if you'll notice, people on that dock are fishing.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're there fishing, and some of them doing whatever. But they pulled two of those boats in there that are not labeled with any kind of labeling whatsoever to tell you to beware that there are probably maybe 250 gallons of poison on there that will kill your hiney.
Mm-hmm.
And they've not got it labeled on either one of these boats that they're running around in there. And they do not label it on the docks in which they're spraying,
Right.
in which TDEC says yes, and then there's another group, the Department of Agriculture, over exceeds them and says no, it's an open discharge permit,
Mm-hmm.
which they can discharge this poison, which out of the water you can't be within 70 feet of the waterway with it,
Mm-hmm.
outside of the water, but yet
Okay.
they can discharge it right directly into the water
Mhm.
somehow.
All right. Okay, but that's one of their boats over here to the right.
That's
Both of them right there.
Both of them. Okay. All right. Get us another one there, Dylan.
okay. This is another shot up closer to the boats
Okay.
at Blue Springs.
Right.
There's no warnings whatsoever on that boat.
Oh, yeah.
It's really, it says dredging on the side of it, but
Mm-hmm.
the only thing they're doing is dredging these people's pocketbooks.
Yeah.
Airboats.
Okay.
Airboats.
Yeah.
Airboat. If you see an airboat, they ain't looking for alligators, folks. We
Yeah.
don't have them.
All righty.
And when they put that stuff in that water, that propeller picks up that mist off the water.
Yeah.
And if you're behind it, you get a dose of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Go to another one, Dylan.
Okay, this is over behind Gitmo Island, behind the islands there at Bayside.
Okay.
Thief Neck.
All right.
Yeah.
That's an area they've been spraying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spraying all that area right there.
Okay. All right. Go to another one, Dylan.
That was in Lakewood there.
Okay, that's, yeah.
I don't see their boat in the background. That's over to the left.
Now, this guy called them over there,
Mm-hmm.
and we acted dumb. We went over and asked them what they was doing.
Yeah.
And the guy told us that he called them over there because he said, I hate to put these chemicals in the water, but I can't get rid of the grass any other way. He said, my neighbor rakes it over here, but he's strong and he's young.
Mhm.
He said, I'm too old, I can't rake it and get it off of my property, so I had to have it sprayed. $450 an application.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't take him 2 minutes to go around that dock. Just
Yeah.
one pass. And that shows you how strong that stuff is. Just one pass around there, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Get us another one up, Dylan.
It's not his day, water or dock spray.
No.
It belongs
No.
to him.
All right, that's another picture right there. The same, the very different area. Yeah.
That's Lakewood there,
Yeah.
Lakewood Village.
Okay, get another one, Dylan. There you go. Same picture, just a different angle, different shot.
Okay, that's.
There they are. Yeah.
That's behind the island there at Thief Neck.
Okay.
The two islands are there.
Mm-hmm. I got
That's
you.
back behind the island.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Bring us up another one, Dylan.
I think this is the same area,
Same area.
different dock.
Okay.
That's a woman sitting on that dock over in the bikini.
Yeah. I didn't see that. You know. Okay.
Leave it to Bud.
Well, all right. I'm going to make a comment before we go to another one. If you've got 6 or 8 consecutive docks, just bam, 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 and you're treating all 6 or 8 of them, that's quite a bit of chemical in a
Right,
same area.
right.
And they're supposed to shut the pumps off when they go across the lake,
Mm-hmm.
but they come by us twice with the pumps
Right.
running, going over to the other side of the lake,
Mm-hmm.
the other side of the cove.
Okay. So they're not just treating it around the in front of the homeowners like it was brought up to us that they would be.
Right.
They're just ad lib
Well,
putting
the guys
chemicals
don't
in
want
water.
to get down there and shut the pump,
Pump
off,
off.
and then that get
Yeah.
back up and start it back up.
Okay. All right, go to another one there, Dylan.
Let's see, I believe this is in Blue Spring.
Okay. And that's the dock on the left, their boat on the right
See
there
the-
in the
see
center.
the boat in the right.
Yeah.
Right
Not,
there.
not every dock owner has it sprayed. It's, you
No.
know, they came
Right.
in, they did 5 in Lakewood Village, then they went down, one of them went one way and one of them went the other. One that came over behind the islands there, he got in a little trouble over there because one of the dock owners didn't want his sprayed, and he called him off. He said, no, I don't want that stuff around my dock.
Mm-hmm.
And so not every dock owner is having it.
We're having it done. I understand. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. But the point I was making was if you had 4 or 5 in a row
Right.
there, and you was putting a lot of chemicals in that area where one probably would,
Right.
2 would probably took care of everybody's. All right, let's get another picture.
That's in Bayside.
Yeah,
That's in Bayside.
we
Okay.
got us a dose right there.
Yeah.
That's where they come by us. And
Okay. Another picture there, Dylan. See where this is at.
That's in Lakewood too.
yeah,
It's on
Is
the left side of Lakewood there.
Okay.
That's the boat back there on the right.
Yeah, I see the spray
They
boat.
make one pass, and they're putting enough poison in the water that it will kill every bit of the grass front-wise and plumb out within 100. I think it's 100 something feet out from that dock. It'll kill it.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad stuff.
Okay. All right, Dylan, give us another one, will you?
That's the same one.
same one.
Same one. Go to another one. Yeah, it's a different picture there. Looks, but it's basically the same area, just
Mhm.
another shot. We want
Yeah.
to make sure we got him there.
Yeah.
Okay, another picture. Different dock, looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they did, 4 docks or 5 docks in Lakewood there.
Yeah,
And
but
plus-
they've come across the cove
Yeah,
twice, so
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
sprayed the whole.
Yeah, he sprayed all the way across.
Mm-hmm. Okay, get another one, Dylan. All right, let's see where this is at here.
That,
Is that in Blue Springs? That's in Blue Springs.
yeah, that's.
Blue Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty.
They
All
just
right.
about killed all of it out of Blue Spring.
Already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Dylan.
This is
Okay,
Yeah.
this is about an hour after they sprayed Rockwood, the upper ramp there.
Yeah.
You can see that dead fish
Fish.
right there.
Yep.
All right, see all the grass there in the upper right-hand corner?
Yep.
Okay. Go to the next picture.
Next picture, Dylan.
Okay.
Same.
Mhm.
This is 24 hours later, standing at the same spot.
Yeah.
See up there in the right-hand corner?
Yeah.
All you see is a sandy bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the grass go in 24 hours?
Yeah.
It's all gone.
It
Mhm.
killed every bit of it. All you can see is sand now. It killed even the algae on the bottom. It killed it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It
But you can see,
See, yeah, I see the bottom.
and that
Definitely.
picture was 24 hours before,
Yeah.
the one
Yeah.
before this.
Yes, sir. I definitely see the bottom. Man, life.
And this is just above where we,
Yeah,
the
the water
intake for our
plant.
water.
Yeah, I know
This is another
the
picture.
picture. Yeah.
This is the second picture I
the
took.
day before we came in, or all that right there were just little bass about 3 or 4 inches long, and men just covered that all up, flipping and flopping in there.
Yeah.
There's an old gentleman that comes down there every afternoon and frog fishes right there that did,
Mm-hmm.
but now that's over with.
Yeah.
So
There was an off spray right there the day they sprayed. When we were standing there, took a picture of that fish dead.
Mm-hmm.
There was an off spray come down and got 2 fish out of the water right there while we
Mhm.
were standing there.
Okay.
and these are the pictures I had there.
Yeah, that's
Now, this is
the sign.
the last sign they posted. A guy called me from the ramp, and he said they've changed the signs again. So Bud and I went down there about 8:30, and they had put this sign up saying there's no restriction
Yeah.
on the drinking water or anything.
Mm.
So if he goes, and it says chelated copper there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this is the second sign.
That's coal mean there.
This is coal mean. This is the one that they put up on Friday, and took the one down that they put on Thursday. The next one he'll show.
Mm-hmm.
Who done the spraying for?
Aqua Services. They do all the TVAs.
Are they a private company, Willie?
Out of Gunnersville, Alabama.
Okay. All right.
We've got an individual that has devised a way to remove this grass. It won't cost these homeowners probably $150 to $200 an application. It'll last the whole summer.
Mm-hmm.
And it has nothing to do with any chemicals. So it's
This is the first sign they put up.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one they put up right after they sprayed on Thursday.
Yeah.
We were in a meeting with some realtors, giving us pointers of what we needed to do to.
Mm-hmm. Pink sign was a bright pink sign was a little hard. It had a lot of glaze on it, hard to read it. But
Mhm.
anyway, got the point. It's a bad situation. I mean, we're doing just what we said, or what was said 6 months ago that we wouldn't do.
That's right.
I mean,
right.
it was okay. Yeah, homeowners individually could get their dock sprayed. But it was there wasn't a dock there around that water inlet where they sprayed.
no.
Why was they spraying there? They wasn't. That's not.
there's
Nobody's
nothing.
land.
No.
I mean, that belongs to TVA. That is part of the lake. It's not. There's not a dock there except for the boat ramp down below it.
Well, we fished with a guy Saturday night, and we were out there, and he said, "I know where we can catch some fish. We'll go to the water treatment plant." He said, "I always catch fish here."
Mm-hmm.
We went there. I throwed a worm, and he throwed I believe he throwed a jig, and every time I'd bring that worm in, it'd have old grass strands on it, but they were just like catfish slime,
Mm-hmm.
and it was brown, and it was just about every cast.
Mm-hmm.
You'd throw in there on the bank, you'd bring it out maybe 6 or 8 foot,
Right.
and then the strands of grass would be around the worm. And like I said, it's just like old catfish slime. And it was that away from the water treatment plant, all the way down there to that first cove that goes back in there at Rock
Mm-hmm.
on the left going down.
Mm.
So it killed it all the way down through there. So you know if it got down there and killed that grass, it went into that water intake.
Yep. Well, it just stands to reason. They're sucking water in, and if the current carried the chemicals that far down, which was, I don't know, that first little cove there is 200, 300, 500 yards from where they sprayed.
Oh, yeah.
And
They just pass back and forth in front of the water treatment plant. They pass
Well,
back and forth.
Well, see, Steve, in the back of that cove back there, where there's some big springs back there.
oh, there is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, there's artesian well
Well,
back there.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I you know, like I said, 6 months ago, when we had the first meeting there at the courthouse in Kingston, this thing wasn't supposed to been handled that way. It was, you know, spray or treat individuals would hire somebody, a sprayer or a contractor that was on the TDAC approved list,
Right.
and to come in and treat around their dock is the way I understood it. And now, what us fishermen were concerned about was over treating.
Right.
You know, hey, one guy gets his dock sprayed, but they spray enough chemical in there to keep for 20 acres.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, the whole cove is no
gone.
grass. It's gone. Rather than just the half acre there around his dock. And that was what our concern was, that who was going to regulate that and check on that and make sure that people doing the spraying was on the list of certified sprayers and that they weren't overspraying in the water just because they could.
Well, within the 4 hours that we followed them, it's about 4 hours, wasn't it?
Well, yeah.
About 4 hours that we followed them, they went from, when they were driving, we were in the boat,
Mm-hmm.
they went from down there to down,
Yep, started up that side over there. Yeah.
all the way up. The last time we had in contact with them was up there past
Shady Grove.
Shady Grove,
Jeez.
Yeah.
and they went on up from there.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just 4 hours that they covered that much area. So you know how strong that stuff has to be
Mm-hmm.
for them to do it that quick.
Were they ramp hopping or just
Yeah, ramp
they
hopping,
load, spray 2 or 3, load
Yeah.
up, go to the next ramp up and get 2 or 3, so on and so forth.
And see, those ramps are not supposed to be for commercial use.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One of them had just released, and they put 40,000 fingerlings in it, and they went right in there and sprayed
Yeah.
the whole thing. And
Yeah.
you know, you don't want to spray your babies with poison.
No, because I know they went down there in 3 years ago and worked on Saturdays, putting those little old brush piles and stuff in to give them fingerlings some
We
cover.
went down there and helped them.
That's exactly right. And now and so now they're putting the fingerlings in and going in there and spraying behind them.
Right.
I don't get it. That's not the thing to do, in my opinion. I mean, like you said, don't want to be spraying the babies, bud.
Now, we got Brent Hardis is the one that he's
Yeah.
over the aquatic services.
Yeah.
And then we got another individual. He's supposed to be in the fisheries. And I keep wondering why we've got TWRA, and they do a fine job of looking after our fishery.
Mm-hmm.
And why you've got that conflict. You know,
Yeah.
you got so much government here. You know, you got state
Right.
government,
Yeah.
you got federal government, and
Yeah.
And the federal government's trying to hide behind a bunch of different things, and it just ain't working.
Right. Well, TWRA is the people we look to keep our fisheries stocked full and plenty of fish and healthy. And we can't have somebody coming in here tearing that down, and I'm sure they feel like they're behind the 8 ball. Listen, folks, if any of you want to call in and ask a question or give us some comments, please feel free to do so. That's we're going to do that. I need you got 2 or 3 commercials you're going to show us. All right, do it. Hey folks, I'm back here at Tim's Tires, and you saw the intro on the door, and they are also open on Saturdays from 8 to 12:30. And I'm just looking at these tires. They've got lawnmower tires, they've got the small tractor tires, even the big tractor tires, and all these tires right here are for trucks and automobiles, vans, that kind of thing. And they've just got a warehouse full of tires, bringing them in all the time and shipping them out all the time. So if you're needing that set of tires, please come by here at Tim's Tires, Highway 27, going into Harriman. On the left, it'll be on the right if you're coming from Harriman. And like I said, this place is just stacked full of tires, brands, all kinds. Sizes, all kinds, and if they just happen not to have the size or kind you're wanting and the size, just give them a call down here and they'll have it for you, usually by the next day and sometimes by dinner time that day. So remember Tim's Tires, and let them know you appreciate them being a sponsor of the Let's Go Fishing Show.
At East Tennessee Window Tint and Detailing, we understand how much trust you put in the people who work on your vehicle. When it comes to window tinting, truck accessories, 12-volt installs, and detailing, it is very important that you hire a professional team with the experience necessary to ensure the job gets done right. Our protocols follow the highest possible standards of quality. Our craftsmanship is second to none, and we pride ourselves on the ability to listen closely to our customers' needs and execute on their requests. Whatever your auto detailing, accessories, 12-volt, or tinting needs may be, we can help. Call us at 865-936-TINT. To learn more, stop by today. Remember, a great job at an affordable price is better than a bad job at any price.
Drownings are a leading cause of death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Always watch them in and around water. Properly fence all pools and stay away from drains. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more. Because you never know which pool safety step will save a life until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store. Pamela Ann's Fudge Candy Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge Candy and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.
Okay, I'm missing an action. Mike, get Ronnie a water. I can't get that thing. I can't get that thing to work for the 50 cent. But yeah, we're back, ready to go. Get him a water. It won't put $1 in it. You'll be all right. Come back to us. All right, here we go. I had to operate on the do some maintenance on the drink machine out there. When I turned it over, it gave me my change back, and I set it back up. So we're in business. No, seriously, folks, if any of you want to call in right now, it'd be a good time to do it and ask these guys some questions. And if you got some comments that you want to make, that'd be great. While I've got a minute, and I do want to mention this, anybody that's listening that can help us get that road paved to Point 19, we really would appreciate it. They paved the road from Andersonville all the way over to Anderson County Park. We'd sure like to have that little, let's see, I think it's, what did I say, it's 7/10 of a mile? Yeah, 7/10 of a mile paved up there at the top of the hill going over to the TVA property. It actually, there's a little stretch of Union County in between. That's not too bad, but from the top of the hill, from the turn off there over to the Union County, to the water tank and the Union County line is pretty bad. That's an Anderson County Road Commission. Gary Long, man, if you're listening, we sure would like you to get that thing paid for us. We'd appreciate it. Let's see who's calling. Hello, caller.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Bill, go ahead.
Hey, son, listen, I just want to tell old Willie and that his partner there what a good job they're doing. And, hey, listen, I know there's a whole lot of outfits out there that don't care a thing in the world about our lake and the fish for sure. But if we could just keep a few fish in the lake, and that's still bringing the people in here. So, Willie, you and your partner there just keep a fighting there, old buddy. Maybe we'll get some more soon.
Thank you, Bill.
All righty. Bill, thank you for that and appreciate it. And listen, Bill, whether you're a fisherman or not, everybody drinks that water out of that river.
That's right.
And we've got to take care of our water, folks. That's just all there are to it. And I'll make a comment on that here in just a second. Bill, I'll be talking to you tomorrow sometime, okay? Still there, Billy? All right, we'll take this other call. Hello, caller.
Yeah, how you all doing tonight?
Hey, we're doing great. How about you?
I just want to ask you a question. I heard that the Bayside Marina down in Wattsbar was under new management. I just wonder if y'all had heard anything about any updates or what they're going to do with it, or just anything else.
Well, there's been some construction work going on some boat slips and stuff down there. What's the gentleman's name out on the road sign there that's running that place now? Mike, you ought to be able to think of it. There's a big sign up on River Road there, just as you get to the Bayside Marina there, that's got the guy's name that's running it, and I can't think of it right offhand. But when I was down there in the spring, they were working on some docks and stuff, so I'm assuming the place looked pretty neat to me.
Yeah, I hope they get the base cop and everything going, like it used to be in the old days. But I always liked that little boat dock there.
I agree. Yeah, we cut our eye teeth right there. We never knew where Blue Springs was at for years, but always stopped at Bayside.
So I appreciate your show. Okay, thanks a lot.
Man, I appreciate you. Thanks for calling in.
All
right. Yeah, that's I can't think that name of the place now. I just say Bayside, and it's not Bayside anymore, but whatever that guy's name is that's running the place. But it looked awful neat there back in spring when I was down that way.
They was doing a lot of work on boat slips.
Yeah, they was doing work on boat slips and stuff. So I'm
full of grass. It's
full of grass. Yeah, don't hey, yeah. It was full of grass.
Fish or flopping.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Mermaids
living around everywhere. That's right. It was nice. We caught some nice fish out there this spring. Me and that grandson.
Folks, listen. Call your congressman. Call Chuck Flesherman. He's interested. He wants to hear you. Ken Yeager wants to hear you. Representative Chaffee from Rome County there. They're listening, and there's some things that are probably going to have to be changed as far as the law that deals with TDEC and with the Department of Agriculture and with TVA. Somebody's going to have to be accountable to what goes on into our waters, because University of Oregon, Oregon State, and University of Virginia has done some studies, and they tell us that if it's at risk, you don't got to eat it. All you got to do is touch it. And what it does, it causes these plants to go through like a metamorphosis where they attack themselves and they die out. And after a certain time, some of them will come back. But these natural plants like stargrass, no, it ain't coming back. It'll take a year. It's took it 30 years to come back.
Yeah.
And we're into another 30-year cycle already because of this spraying right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the comment, like I said, I got tied up on the road up there getting it paved, and if anybody could help us on that. But the thing I wanted to point out was, that's our drinking water. Anything that you let get in the water anymore winds up in the lakes and rivers, and you may be upstream, but somebody's upstream of you.
That's exactly right.
I mean, there's none of us exempt from this situation. It covers us all. So if you're letting things get in the water that you shouldn't be, then it's affecting somebody down below you, and so on and so forth. Like the feller said there in Flint, Michigan, where they're talking about the property values. Well, they didn't have any drinking water, so their property values went to zero. And we talked about the houses on Gunnersville and Chickamauga. Actually, their property went up because of the fishing. I mean, it's just everybody you see is wanting to fish Chickamauga Lake.
Right. And Dayton, Tennessee, their tax base went to $15 million last year.
Yeah.
Revenue just from fishing.
Yeah,
fishing.
It doesn't surprise me, but
$15 million.
Folks, years ago it was like, I think it was 1 out of 5 had a registered boat in the state of Tennessee. Now it's 2.5 to 5. So out of every 5 people, 2.5, it's 2.5 of them's got a boat registered. So. This goes to show you, whether it be fisherman or pleasure boater or whatever, we all still use the water. And we just want to keep it clean and where the fish and all the aquatic life can strive and keep the water clean for us to drink. I mean, everything's got a purpose.
Right. If you notice in that picture there, that one of the last ones shown, that sandy bottom, the poison is so potent it kills even the algae and the outside on the bottom. I mean, it devoids from the bottom to the top.
Yeah,
and
it's like spraying weed killer on your yard.
Exactly.
I mean, about 3 days or 2 days, it's gone. Everything's gone, and it lasts for 3-4 months, depending on how heavy you treat it. But you do the same thing there with that on these aquatic herbicides. They just kill everything out. And,
well, one of the poisons they had a mixture. It's a diquat, chelated copper, chromium, and one of the worst ones known to mankind. And you can pull it up on if you got a computer or a smartphone. You can pull it. It's 2,4-D, and when you pull it up, it'll flash it right to you. It says the worst known poison known to mankind. The worst known.
Okay. Did we lose that caller, Dylan? Oh, man.
That must have been Crab.
It must have been. Go ahead, Crab. Call us back. We'll pick up. But anyway, we do need to pay a lot of attention, folks, on this kind of stuff. And I sympathize with those dock owners down there. I really do, And in moderation, I don't have no problem with them clearing out their dock. That's fine. Just think about how much that you really need.
We got a boy that's got a system right now, a drag system, where he comes in and it takes it all out. There's none of this stuff for you having. It cleans it out.
Well,
around the docks, and that would be ergonomical, financially, and everything about it be good.
Yeah.
And if you need to get a hold of, if you want to have this done, and no more do it just almost free. Just don't overload him too much. Now he likes watermelon awful well, so you have to have a cold watermelon. But
give us that number, bud, where they can call.
What's Bobby's name? You got his name? Benny. Yeah, all you have to do is call East Tennessee Sportsman Association. We'll turn Benny on to you, and folks listen. He can save you a pocket full of money and make you so happy you go to bed crying.
Okay, what's the number to who you want to call? You or Bud or Willie?
Either one.
Hello, caller.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Ed, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. I was just wondering if y'all saw that big write-up they had in the News Sentinel about 2 weeks ago about, the spraying and people doing their own spraying and not having no way to regulate what they're using and everything.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't see the article, but I did hear.
I think we have it right here.
Yeah, they've got it right here. I heard about them talking about it, Ed, that it was in there.
Well, ago, I was just curious if y'all seen that. It sounded like it's getting out of hand, people doing their own...
it's a $250 $250 fine.
$2,500 fine and $11.29.
Yeah, it's fine. It's money and jail time, Ed, to get caught doing that because you're putting stuff in the water that there's no approval for, and that kind of thing. So they've got the article right here in front of us, and that kind of thing. And there's some millful on Fort Loudon too now, millful hydrilla, whatever you want to call it, it was growing over there back in the winter, early spring.
They're fixing to start spraying on Melton Hill because the TVA boats have been up there surveying.
Yeah.
So they're fixing to spray Milton Hill.
Okay, so they're fixing to get Milton Hill, Willie says.
I'll let you go, Steve. It's back in time.
All right, Ed. See you, buddy.
Okay.
Thanks for calling, bud.
Is there any type of chemical that's safe to put on that you can drink? Then it's poison. Everything is
Ain't none of it good. Ain't none of it good for you.
Well, see, they told us that you could drink it right after they sprayed.
Yeah.
Well, I told him, I said, I've got somebody here in the van. I said, let me get you a glass of water, put a couple of drops in there, and you drink it, and we'll shut up. He wouldn't do it.
All right. Anyway, right quick, what about the meeting that's coming up next week in Kingston? You got a time and a date for sure?
We're not having another one till September.
September, okay. All right.
And it's going to be we're moving it back to the 3rd.
3rd of September?
3rd Tuesday of September.
All right. Oh, the 3rd Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, wait just a second. That ain't the 3rd. Let me get my calendar up here and get these folks that's out here where we can.
Because there's so many people out fishing.
That'll be the 19th.
Okay.
September the 19th, Willie.
Invite everybody to come.
Okay. Where's that going to be?
Shawnee's at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
In Harriman.
All right. September the 19th, Shawnee's and Harriman. That's when you're going to meet again.
Right.
All right. Got you.
Yeah, so many people are out fishing, mowing the yard,
Right.
since it stays light.
Okay.
And
10-4. So next meeting is September the 19th.
Right.
All right. That's the East Tennessee Sportsman Association, folks, and they'll have you some more info and all that kind of stuff at that time. How much time we got, Dylan? Okay.
hopefully we'll have some answers by that time.
All right. That
on
sounds
what's going on.
Sounds good, Willie. It really does.
We're working on it just about every day.
Yeah.
Bud and
I
we're in contact with somebody.
Yeah, folks, they've got a bushel basket full of papers and stuff here, so I know they're hard at it trying to get the answers and this kind of thing. Listen, folks, I want to thank all my sponsors. We had a few little commercials there with some of them. Citizens First Bank, I don't have anything for them. 5 branches, want to remember them. The Sign Shop, Shared Treasures there, looking for something old or new, they've got it. Check in with them down there at Shared Treasures there across from Ace Hardware. I think you'll be surprised once you go in and look around of what they do have. In the sign shop there in Harriman, need any signs or posters or whatever that may be, get with them. They're fixing to redo the signs at Jerry's Bait Shop. Going to put up a new sign down there. I think Donna Jo had some wind damage, lost her sign, and I'm glad she got with the sign shop to get her up a new one. So they've got her a new sign being manufactured as we speak, the post and this, that, and the other. So be looking forward to that. So remember all of our sponsors, folks, and let them know you appreciate them putting the show on, because we couldn't do it without them. And Bud, you and Willie and Ronnie, I appreciate you guys coming over, filling us in on what's going on. And, it's a fishing show, and we like to take care of our fish, Bud.
Hey,
it's just the bluegill.
If you don't take care of them,
yeah, that's right. They won't be here. And,
they sprayed the other day, and they was laying everywhere dead. And they said, "Oh, it won't hurt a fish," but turtles feasted well for a few days there, so
yeah.
It's a bad thing.
Now
really.
probably the turtles are dead.
Well, that's what nature has its course. When something dies, something's there to devour it, and then if it's poison, then that thing's poison. Right. So it goes right down the chain. And but like I said, like we've talked, you got to be careful what you let get in the water, folks.
Another thing is a lot of these chemicals produce reproduction.
They're exactly
not able
right.
To
Exactly.
reproduce.
Yeah, I agree, Willie, and that's what we're waiting to see. The ice slide that we had at Kingston, the fishing's been pretty good in that area since then. But when all them fish are matured and gone, did it affect their offspring? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Did the eggs all hatch, or were they going to be deformed, and that kind of thing? So it's going to be another few years before we find that out. Being the bass's natural life's about 10 years, yeah. So we'll be a few days down the road.
And I asked them up there at night we met with TVA, how do they know what effects this is going to have 10 years from now, mm-hmm. that they come up with new technology to test this stuff.
Right. And
they say, well, it wasn't good, but we didn't know back then. We didn't have the mm-hmm. proper equipment to test it with.
Right. So. I agree. Okay, folks, there's the story of what these guys have got and what they found and that kind of thing. So if you're on the water, pay attention out behind you, because you may see them out there spraying. You don't want to be swimming, skiing where they're spraying. No. And
if you find yourself in weeds, turn around and go towards the channel, and you'll be out of it in just a few minutes, and you'll be right back recreating again.
Yeah. So anyway, glad you tuned in. God bless you all. Hope to see you there next week.
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store, Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.